If you're a course creator, you do not want your videos to look like this. This just screams amateur, and you don't want to come across as amateur to your audience if you're wanting to back up your credibility as a professional in your space. So videos like this where the angle is bad, the lighting is bad, the audio is bad, even the angles are bad with the merger in the background. Everything about this, I'm not even looking at the lens. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at myself on screen. Everything about this is amateur, and you don't want that, so keep on watching to find out how you can make videos that back up the professional that you are.
Hey, I'm Demelza and I'm here to help course creators leverage video to boost the quality and credibility of their content and brand. And today I want to show you how to avoid looking like an amateur, as seen at the beginning of this video, and actually come across as the professional that you are. So we're going to look at 7 key areas you need to keep in mind, plus a bonus tip that you don't want to miss, so stay to the end for that. But let's start with your equipment first. So what equipment are you going to be using to teach your online course? Now, one of the things that you might want to do is check out another video, which I will have up here, so you can look at the equipment that I would recommend. But you want obviously a computer to be able to record however you're recording. You want to have a camera of some kind, so that could be a DSLR, which is what I'm using right now, but more likely you could just use your phone or a webcam, and that is a great place to start. And I would recommend as well a microphone. So I would suggest a USB microphone that will plug directly into your computer, and that would be great. You could also use lavalier mics or something else. It almost depends on what kind of videos you're doing to a certain degree, so you do need to bear that in mind, but you do want to have some equipment. Another thing you want to think about is your background and your settings. So I would encourage you to think about how you can use your background or your setting to enhance your message. So for example, I've actually just changed my setting in Studio Setup, and I've included this very intentionally to help boost the messaging that I'm trying to communicate. So obviously this message right here is communicating a message that I want to let you know. Also, cameras in the background, the clapperboard, all of those kind of things are going to communicate a certain message that backs up what I am talking about in my videos and in my course content. So think about your background in that context. Think about your branding colors as well. So see how you can incorporate your branding colors. That's really important too. Another thing that would be really helpful is to think about your camera angles. So when you're filming yourself on camera, you really want to keep your camera at eye level, because that is going to be the most helpful for engaging with your students. If you're looking down at them, like you would if you were maybe having a laptop and you were using the webcam on the laptop, then that just doesn't come across well to your students, because they're basically looking up at your nose, and it's just not a very attractive angle for you. So you want to make sure that you're looking attractive, right? But it's also not that great for your student who has to look at you from that angle for that amount of time. So I would encourage you to move the camera up. If you are using a laptop, just stack some books underneath, and that's going to help. If you're using a camera, then you might want to add a tripod. Another thing to bear in mind, it's less likely to happen, but if you've got a large screen like this that I have, the webcam is right up here and is looking down at me. So that actually gives me a top-down angle, and again, that's not the best angle for connecting with your students. So think about how you can get your camera angle as much close to eye level as you can, because that's going to be the most flattering for you, and it's going to build the most connection with your students. And another thing that's really important is to make sure that you're focused on looking at the camera lens, because that is ultimately the eye of your student. So they are sitting the other side of that camera lens, and you want to be talking to them specifically. So if you are looking slightly off the camera to look at yourself and interact with yourself on camera, because that's a little bit more natural, you've got some engagement and feedback, if you like, you lose the connection. So you want to make sure that you're looking at the camera lens itself. And just imagine one person behind that lens watching you, whether it's your content videos, your course videos, whatever, your marketing videos. They're sitting behind that lens and you're having a conversation with them, and that's really going to help you to just feel more comfortable and to make sure that you're making that connection with them. And actually, I'm curious, just let me know in the comments below if looking directly at the camera lens is easy or hard for you, because I know this can be a challenge for some of you. Another really important thing is to think about your lighting, because that actually makes a bigger difference to the quality of your image than your camera does. For example, you might think that getting a really nice DSLR or even using one of these red film cameras would get you a great image, and it will. But if you have bad lighting, then even the best camera is not going to give you a good image. So really think about how you can light yourself well. You can do this in multiple different ways. You could use natural light and sit in front of a window, for example, or you could use studio lights like a softbox, LED lights. You've got the ring light. The ring light gives you a more flat look, so the whole face is lit evenly, and I've used that in my videos in the past. I've literally just switched up my studio, so this is the first time I'm recording a new batch of videos in this setup, and I've got a few things I want to tweak, but I'm going for a more cinematic look for this new set. So it depends what you want to do, but the point is you want to make sure the light is on you so that your students can see you and not be distracted by poor lighting. Now, even more important than video is actually your audio, because people tolerate bad video more than they tolerate bad audio. So it's really important to get an external microphone, in my opinion. So if you're going to be recording courses and content and things like that, get an external mic. You can get a USB microphone that plugs directly into the computer, or you can use a lavalier mic or a shotgun mic. I'm currently using a shotgun mic on my camera here. So whatever's going to work best for your situation. I do have other videos on this channel that talk more about which microphone to use depending on the situation that you are in. But do think about the quality of your audio, because if you have bad quality audio, that is really going to be a turn off for your students and really going to lower the quality of your production. So make sure your environment is quiet and that you've got an external microphone to be able to record your audio. And another thing to think about is your appearance, because obviously that makes a big difference to your professionality. You do need to think about your ideal audience. So if your ideal client, the people that you're trying to reach, is a hippie, then I would recommend dressing like a hippie, because that's going to attract them to you. And on the flip side, if you are trying to attract high-end business people who wear suit and ties, then I would recommend doing the same so that you can attract the people that you want to serve. For most of us, I think it's just important to wear something you feel comfortable in, that's attractive on you and isn't going to be distracting on camera. I do have another video you can check out on that, so if you want more advice on kind of fabrics and patterns and things to avoid or to choose, you can check that video out as well. And my bonus tip is to think about your energy levels, because you want to make sure that you are engaging your students. And if you feel kind of relaxed and you're slumped over and you're kind of chilled and, I don't know, taking your time to get to what you need to talk about, the energy level is going to drop, and your students are going to kind of like, their energy level is going to drop as well. But if you want them to be excited about what you're teaching and what you're sharing, you want to be on the edge of your seat. You want to be engaging with them. You want to be moving your body a little bit. You want to be using your voice to be able to excite them, to connect with them, and to use different inflections. Don't be monotone. So think about all of those kind of things as you're delivering your message as well. If it would be helpful, I do have a confidence on camera challenge, which you can check out in the link below. But do think about your energy and how you're coming across on camera, because that will make a big difference to how engaged your students will feel as they go through your content. Okay, so if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell button so that you get notified of more videos to help you become the recognized expert in your space. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch up with you in the next video.